Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode and marathon of music with Nick. I'm super happy. Scott A got in touch with me yesterday, and he wanted to sponsor a marathon, and he did. And we're gonna do something a little bit different today. I'm super excited about this. We're gonna do some songs from the band China Crisis, and at the end we're going to play a little video about the whole explanation that I had no idea of. I didn't know that here Mr. Walter Becker, right here on my shirt. I had to wear this t-shirt, by the way, for this marathon. I know I wear it a lot because first of all it's incredibly comfortable, but I also love, of course, to wear this amazing man, you know, well, as a shirt. But I didn't know that he was literally a member of China Crisis, the band. So that's what we're going to do. But I know you guys know, of course, Walter for Steely Dan. Now, the guys from, China Crisis, they were Steely Dan fans. So, but for some reason, it says it was produced by Walter Becker, but he also would join in on the music with the synth and the percussions, not the guitar. That's kind of like, I think, crazy that, he would do something else that's not guitar, but he did. So there's this whole Wikipedia, that it was a new wave synth pop band from Liverpool, and they were pretty much obsessed with Brian Eno, Steely Dan, and so forth, David Bowie, Talking Heads. So they got I guess they got Walter, to participate and become a member of the band, and that's what's the video at the end gonna be about. So I'm gonna include that in the marathon, since Scott, is such a big supporter of the channel, and I don't mind, just throwing in a little video at the end. But so first we're gonna do China Crisis, Diary of a Hollow Horse. So we got Walter Becker here producing and playing. This is from 1989. Then we're going to do Rickie Lee Jones. We're going to do Flying Cowboys. That's the only song that's not China Crisis, 1989. Then China Crisis, Strength of Character from Flaunt the Imperfection, 1985. Then again, the same album, Diary of a Hollow Horse. This is the title track. And we're going to end it with Michael Franks. And that was very sweet because I think he saw the marathon that I did for Michelle with Michael Franks. And he's like, hey, I want to listen to some Michael Franks as well. So we're going to do from Blue Pacific, we're going to do Vincent's Ear. And this is from 1990. And then at the end, basically we're going to let China Crisis do the talking. They're going to explain how they got involved with Walter. All right. Okay. So without further ado, let me pull up everything and let's get to the music. All right. Okay. Here we go with the first track. And here we go. China Crisis.
my side. Ask for more. Smile on my face says it all.
Wow, this is so good. I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea. This is better than way better than I don't know. I didn't really know what to expect, so I can't say it's better than I thought. It's just very good. I love all the instruments. I love the little, now of course my mind is set on the keyboards because it's Walter, but everything else sounds fantastic. The bass, the singer, the backing vocals are great. The drumming, it's all very, very tight and very good. And it's just good music, It's like, I don't know. It's so funny because I guess China Crisis, when I heard the name, I was like, well, I don't know what to expect, But so it's like the first time I heard Steely Dan, I had no idea what I was getting into. I was like, is that a guy? It's like, does he call him that because he plays a steel guitar? Like the thoughts that go through your mind. But yeah, this is great. I'm loving it. Really, really cool. Let's keep going. Let's go back. I think something's gonna go down like a solo or something. Let's see. Very cool. Just very smooth and very good. Very good music. I love it. Very cool. Definitely gonna pay more attention, in the future to that band. Okay. So I pressed pause too late. So this is Rickie Lee Jones. So I've done some reactions to Rickie Lee Jones. I think one only in a marathon. So yeah, so the same year, 1989, Flying Cowboys, the title track of this album. Let's go. Let's check her out.
Down there by the river is a man whose horn is twisted into shapes unknown to the wicked and the wise. And he bears the look of an animal who's seen things no animal should ever see. He has been driven beyond all towns and all systems until now, though it is long past too far, he keeps going because it is a desert. Because it is a desert. by the river, my shadow growing smaller. It's a desert because it's a desert. And they'll be asking us about it forever, I guess. We come to the river, we'll walk away from all this now. Come to the water, we'll walk away from all this now. Long coats on the prairie, lying in the dust. Who can I turn to? Who can I trust? Where you're walking on the water.
Well, I don't even know when to pause you. I'm just gonna pause. This is great. I love her. I love the other voice as well. You know, I love just the music. It's very calm. It's good. You know, and Scott actually wrote something here. Let's see. It says, man, this is so sweet, but I wanted to say it. It says, I hope you don't mind that I hope that you don't mind that I'm obsessed with the underdogs. That is so kind, because like it's like, hey, you know, like I like this music, even though we might not get a lot of views, but hey, you know, that's what I like, and that's totally cool. This is what this channel is about, and this is what basically, that's why we got started. We got started with, you know, not exactly underdogs, but deep cuts, and you know, and now of course we go sometimes, you know, we do viral videos, you know, with these artists that are from countries where like YouTube is like a sensation, you know, reaction videos, and we get like thousands of views on those videos, but it's fun to do. It's really fun to do, and they are good, you know. So that's why we do them. But I don't mind doing a video. I just did today. I recorded a video, the Alan Holdsworth video, and that's gonna get like 100 views, you know. And I spend about 25 minutes just recording it, and then I'm gonna edit it. So it's all this work, and I know it's not gonna get me any kind of money. You know, I'm not making a cent on the music, on the video. It's just something that I would like to share. So, you know, so it's really not about the money at all, or about the views. And yes, sometimes it is nice to make a video and get, you know, 30,000 views, but I mean, it doesn't really change anything, you know? So yeah, let's continue with Rickie Lee Jones. But like I said, I love everything about the song. It's very smooth, it's very calm, it's just a good time, you know. So let's keep going. very cool guitar work at the end. Like, I don't know, like this specific picking. Very cool. Okay, so I love this tune. We're gonna go back to China Crisis and two more, Michael Franks, and then the video. So this is Strength of Character, China Crisis. This is a little shorter song. Let's go.
Try hard to care, give a little laughter, and take a bigger share. You really don't need no, you really don't need sympathy. Forever in danger, whatever we see.
Very good.
No one, no what and when, given to the same cause, and took out the right man. You really don't need no, you really don't need sympathy. Forever in danger, whatever we see.
Wow, this track. I mean, the way the sax came in here, beautiful, beautiful little solo. And it has like this reggae, you know. The whole it doesn't have that, but it has that that drums, you know, the typical reggae drum, and the bass. It has that feel. And that sax right there was like chef's kiss, chef's kiss, chef's kiss. Really cool. I love it. Really, I'm sure this band is gonna get a couple of new fans through this video. I hope so. You know, it's really good music. Like, I know a lot. I'm sure a lot of people don't know this band, or maybe everybody knows them. I don't know. I just don't think so, because of the monthly listeners, you know, are just like 250,000. And so, I don't know.
Time to compare, live a new lifestyle, and travel everywhere. You really don't need no, you really don't need sympathy. Forever in danger, whatever we see. You really don't need no, you really don't need sympathy. Forever in danger, whatever we see.
Awesome. Awesome. Let's go with the next song. That's from the album that I did at the beginning. Walter.
the world of me and my kind, far from grace and weak by design. And when we meet again, I will run into your arms. And when we meet again, I will fall to my knees and rise to your knees. Beauty enslaved, slave to the veil, drawn to the flame of bitter betrayal. Way of the world of me and my kind, far from grace and weak by design. And when we meet again, I will run into your arms. When we meet again, I will fall to my knees and rise to your knees. Say goodbye,
Very
say
good.
my goodbyes and go. Before
Like,
property.
their playing is so good. It's like, oh, they really, I mean, it really shows that they're, fans of Steely Dan. They don't sound like Steely Dan, but they sound, the production is so well made. Like, Walter in the studio. That I guess, that does put the music and the sound and the whole production is like top tier, amazing, really cool. But I love the music as well, and it doesn't have to sound like Steely Dan. Why would it? They're being original. I love the sax, I love the drumming. It's very complex. It's just very good, very good music.
Before the property, oh what I know, way of the world, me and my kind, far from grace and weak by design. And when we meet again, I will run into your arms. And when we meet again, I will fall to my knees and rise to your knees.
Very cool. Just very, very good. Okay, so that's it for China Crisis. Now Michael Franks is next, and this is a let's see, what year did we do? We did from the 70s. This is from the 90s. So this is, I guess, a little different. I've never heard Michael Franks from the 90s, So yeah. And then I'm going to cut the video real quick, and I'm going to add the video. Now, we're just to give you like a time frame. So we're basically at 22 minutes once the music's over. So we're a little bit under the usual 25-minute mark. And that's when I'm always like, well, I'm going to add something. And also when it's someone who constantly is like, hey, I want to sponsor a video. So we're going to add... Even though Scott said, hey, it's maybe not that interesting, you don't have to react to it, but I would like to add it, because maybe it is pretty interesting for everyone, So, okay, so let's listen to Michael Frank first, and then after that, we're going to listen again to China Crisis, but they're going to talk. Okay, all right.
She tried so hard to disappear. Somebody rang the bell and handed her Vincent's ear. And no one understands all the love inside he tried to give. No one understands his life was hard to live. No one understands in a past which he could not desert. No one understands how his heart was hurt. Somehow, by someone. People suspect a secret, but what could explain a gift so queer? Totally unprepared for the riddle of Vincent's ear. And no one understands all the love inside he tried to give. No one understands his life was hard to live. No one understands in a past which he could not desert. No one understands how his heart was hurt. Somehow, by someone. Time can't erase the image handsomely wrapped for you, my dear. Imagine her surprise then, discovering Vincent's ear. No one understands all the love inside he tried to give. No one understands his life was hard to live. No one understands in a past which he could not desert. No one understands how his heart was hurt. No one understands all the love inside he tried to give. No one understands his life was hard to live. No one understands in a past which he could not desert. No one understands how his heart was hurt. Somehow, by someone. By someone.
Beautiful. Like, oh, like, I mean, Michael Franks' voice is so smooth, and it's just like a perfect voice for jazz, you know, I guess. For me, you know, I just love the way he sings. But the bass here was so amazing. The bass and also the acoustic guitar, and just that interplay that was going on between the guitar and the bass, and how it was complementing his voice and the sax. Oh man, what a great jazz song. Really cool. Vincent's Ear. Really, really cool. And this is literally the longest song on the list, and that's the one that felt the shortest because it was so just like dreamy, and I loved it. Really, really cool. Thank you so much, Scott, for this one. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the video. Give me just 1 second. I'm gonna listen to China Crisis talk a little. Here we go. All right.
Right, so you followed China Crisis then since we were older teenage lads, and then young men, and then sort of disappeared for 20, 30 years. Right, but you do remember we made 2 albums with Walter Becker from Steely Dan? That was an enormous privilege, really. And how that came about quickly, we were in LA, 1983. We were supporting a band called Simple Minds. We were at Virgin Records in Britain, but in America, we just signed with Warner Brother Records, you know, Bugs Bunny and all those, Wile E. Coyote and all that. So we thought, yeah, we're in the right fucking place. A bunch of fucking cartoons. And they asked who's going to produce the 3rd album. Eddie said Gary Katz, who was Steely Dan's producer, and Warner Brothers said they could do better than that. They had Walter Becker on the books. Would we be interested in that? Eddie and me, we've known Steely Dan since we were about 14 years of age, so yeah, we were very excited. They got in touch with Walter, who was living in Hawaii, and Walter already had the album Working with Fire and Steel. Yeah, which is amazing, really. If you think of Walter sat there under his palm trees.
So the subtitles are a little bit off. I mean, you guys understand. It's like he was living in Hawaii, and it says in wine. But you know, I guess it's because it's just what Google can pick up. But I'll leave him on, you know.
The surfboard, he's waxing it, and in the background is na 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 na. This time we should talk about it, Walter. So Walter goes, yeah, sure, I'm interested in meeting them. Comes to London and meets Ed and myself and Gaza and Kevin, and we played them some of the demos that we had, which would have been on cassette. With no vocals, just a bit of a drum machine going, and the bass synthesizers going, dum 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 dum, a little synth going, and then we would have played that to Walter, pressing the play button, and we would have sang our ideas to him. Now you've got to remember, Walter was such an esteemed character from the 70s. And had worked with all manner of the best people in the world to make popular music. And then all of a sudden he stood with Gary and Eddie, and we must have been all of, what, 22, 23 years of age. We'd only learnt our instrument about 4 or 5 years. We'd only been having records out for 3 years. And there he was going to commit to making an album with us. And he must have been looking, going, yeah, I'm down with that shit. I'm sick to death of playing with people who can absolutely play out of the skin. I need to work with some fucking real cats who can't really fucking play. But for some mad reason he can write songs, and he was so generous. One of the things I always like telling people is what a producer does and what he brings to your music. Is, you know, King in a Catholic Style? Yeah. You know, it's the bass, dum 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 dum, and Eddie's guitar, dum, 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 and we had a little drum beat. And I would have stood there again and gone, wake up, King in a Catholic style. And Walter would have gone, yeah, I like it. I'm not sure what it is, but I think I like it. He would have took that cassette home to Hawaii, and then when he came back to work on the album, and we would have been working on the track, Strength of Character, Black Man Ray, Big of the Punch, King of the Catholic Style, we would have got to work Big of the King of the Catholic Style, and Walter would have went, I've got a little bit of an idea for that one, and he would have played this. Now remember, Eddie and myself were self-taught, so we were still playing keyboards like that. Dun, 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 dun. And if you think of all the lines, the China Crisis lines, they're quite simple, aren't they? And wishful thinking. You can play them all with about 3 digits. So when Walter turned up with that, he was obviously fucking showing off. He was trying to illustrate to us that, guys, people do actually use the 10 digits. But I also, it's a great illustration of what a producer should be, really, is generous and bring the ideas as much as the band or the artist. And that's certainly what Walter did with us. He could have easily have claimed a songwriting credit for that, really. But we would have told him to fuck off. Because I simply would have said to him, I don't remember you being in the room in Kirby when we wrote it. So whatever you're bringing to the party late, that's your fucking job. You've got to understand that we did have that kind of level of relationship with us, with him, because we ended up doing 2 albums with him. You know, it wasn't just a fluke where it was like, oh, I worked with these Liverpool guys. It wasn't like that at all, really. It was a really lovely experience. We always tell people not only did he change our lives forever, but he changed them for the better. We'll play some songs in tribute to him, starting with this one of our favourites, Big of the Punch I'm Feeling.
Oh man, awesome. I should have maybe played that in the beginning, but hey, I didn't, so it doesn't matter. I think this was great, just to know. This was in 2019, by the way. So unfortunately, he passed away before this, so yeah. But what a great story. What a great band, these guys, you know. And I love that they shared, you know, like, yeah, we weren't always like great, you know, but there we were, and Walter liked us, so something must have been happening, you know. Something right must have been happening. All right. Well, that is it. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it very, very much. Thank you, Scott A, for this awesome marathon. Great music. I loved all of it, all the China Crisis songs. Rickie Lee Jones, I loved it, and Michael Franks was amazing. And this video, this was not planned at all, you know. He just sent it to me to watch it, but I said, hey, why not react to it? I got a couple of laughs out of there, out of it with me. So thank you again. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks everybody for watching, for liking the video, maybe subscribing, whatever you like to do. Thank you so much, and we'll see each other in the next one.